Travis Wayne Goodsell. I was going to check to see if my electric razor was downstairs in the other little storage place, and they're understaffed. So but it's all popcorning up down here. So let's see what I can do for a video for you here. Enforcing Mormonism with the sword. I did that one. You know you're not supposed to enforce Mormonism with a sword, right? Whether it be cyber terrorism or any other kind of crime, not just murder. Joseph Smith History 1838 is key to decoding the rest of Scripture. Well, I've covered that. You're supposed to put the Mormon from section 103 verse 16 in every single story in Scriptures where they're talking about the Lord or Jesus or Samson or Moses or Abraham. Supposed to put him in there unless he's supposed to be the son of Abraham. Expected lies and cover-ups for October 2022 General Conference. Yeah. Pay attention. It's the bicentennial of the angelic visit to Joseph Smith next year. Now there's multiple accounts because he gave the different accounts to different people. And so one of them's a Jew, one of them's a Christian, and one of them's a regular person. And so on. You don't say Jesus to a Jew. He's not going to understand or believe or care. And so you have to customize what you're saying as missionaries. And missionaries, I saw the TikTok video. They came upon a house with a lesbian married couple. The doormat apparently let them know that lesbian love is there. When there's lesbian love at home. La da 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 da. When there's lesbian love at home. I don't know the rest of the lyrics to that song. Should we go over that? But yeah, the missionary saw that and said, oh, I guess they're not interested. When there's love at home. No, we're not wanting to watch the video that has 2 billion views. Dear God. Love at Home, Church of Jesus Christus. Man, it is bad. They do deep cleaning, and the upstairs dog doesn't get showered and goes right back to the dirty old blankets. And he's wondering why I'm still sick. It's not sick. It's your dog. Clean your dog. Wash the blankets. But he thinks he's leaving soon. Of course he has to, but dear God. There is beauty all around when there's lesbian love at home. There is joy in every sound when there's lesbian love at home. Peace and plenty here abide, smiling sweet on every side. Time to softly, sweetly glide when there's lesbian love at home. Lesbian love at home, lesbian love at home. Time to softly, sweetly glide when there's lesbian love at home. In the cottage there is joy when there's lesbian love at home. Hate and envy ne'er annoy when there's lesbian love at home. Roses bloom beneath our feet. All the earth's a garden sweet. You'd think they're taking drugs, LSD or something at the LDS church. Making life a bliss complete when there's lesbian love at home. Lesbian love at home. Lesbian love at home. Making life a bliss complete when there's lesbian love at home. Dear God, I never fell for this as a primary kid. Turned me sarcastic. Kindly heaven smiles above when there's lesbian love at home. All the world is filled with lesbian love when there's lesbian love at home. Sweeter sings the brooklet by, brighter beams the azure sky. Yeah, let's throw in a little national anthem, shall we? Oh, there's one who smiles on high when there's lesbian love at home. Lesbian love at home. Lesbian love at home. Oh, there's one who smiles on high when there's lesbian love at home. So, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here 24/7 all week. I'm not quitting my day job. So yeah, back in Joseph Smith's time, it pretty much was debtor's prison if you got stuck in jail. So yeah, this shelter is debtor's prison, in case anybody didn't know. I'm a lifer. They purposely ruined it so that I could never get out. Mormons so evil, they'll war with Mormons. Yep, did that one. Mormons were upset with me. They wanted to war. It's amazing. And I use the psychological manipulation on Mormons, knowing that it will turn out to be reverse psychology, or at least I'm hoping. Because psychologists use it maliciously. They keep repeating over and over and over and over and over again what they want you to be. Love at home, 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 love at home. For example, trying to teach the primary kids to love, not be mean to their brothers and sisters or their mommy and daddy. And if you're thinking, well, as long as it's teaching people to love, yeah, that would be fine. No. You're supposed to mourn with those who mourn, comfort those in need of comfort. The forcing people to smile is very bad and evil. And so that needs to be understood. But that's what psychologists do. They bully you into being who they want you to be. And they want you to be a client. They're all about getting the money. If they've got tons of overflowing clients, they don't care. They'll let some go, let some of the people in line come in. But otherwise, psychologists need clients, and so they need to be criminal in order to get clients. Because if psychology were to just leave everybody alone, stop working with the CIA to brainwash the masses, we would have none of the problems we're having today. And so if you've ever encountered a bully at school when you were a little kid, they confront you, they see you're new, and they test you. Hey, 4 eyes. If they get the response they're looking for, they'll terrorize you day after day after day. And hey, we got any lunch money? And so day after day, 4 eyes. Hey, 4 eyes, where's your lunch money? Hey, 4 eyes, pay up. Lunch money, pay up, 4 eyes. They repeat it over and over and over and over again. They're intending to have you believe it yourself, that you are Four Eyes, and that you are they're trying to get you conditioned to pay up the money every day. That's what the bullies do. Psychologists do the exact same thing. But instead of Four Eyes, they'll say, oh, you're bipolar disorder. Oh, you're schizophrenic. Oh, you're, multiple personality disorder. Oh, you're a spectrum of these different things. And so, same naming, bullying, name calling. And so, once the psychologists have conditioned you to accept that you have a mental illness problem, or a mental illness problem, then they are you're giving them their money. You're giving them your money regularly whenever they want to have you come in, and then they have you buying prescriptions for psychotropic drugs. If you're bipolar or schizophrenic, whatever they label you as, all of it is fraud. They don't do any real science to determine if there's any kind of mental problem. It's all behavioral, outward appearance. And there's multiple reasons for that. Menstrual cycle. Oh, bipolar disorder, put her on drugs. The woman on Fox 13 News, Utah, did the video. And so, bullies are psychologists. Psychologists are bullies. And so it's just a trap. So religion has picked up on this. With the hymns, they get you to repeat the hymns. And so what do the prophets and apostles tell you to do if you're getting a bad thought? And bad thought could be anything that you create. That's the whole point. And so, then they've got you singing hymns, thinking about grandmother, or reading your scriptures, or praying, any of those superstitious activities, because it's based on idol worship. And they've got you trapped, because idol worship is an addiction. Which you don't go to a psychologist for. You just realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm getting played here by my religion. So, big old trap. When there's lesbian love at home. Alright, the Danite operation, Jesus Christian. Yeah, I've covered that in great detail for you. But yeah, right there in Helaman chapter 6, 22 to 24. The Mormons have done that to me and have turned me into verse 24. I'm the whistleblower. I'm the one who says, guys, this is criminal. You're not supposed to do this. I'm exposing you. I'm reporting on you. There's a difference between breaking a rule and breaking the law. There are rules here that we're supposed to follow. I don't care if other people break those rules. They're going to get caught eventually if the staff care. But if somebody's, got needles for drugs or weapons or stuff like that, yeah, I'm going to report that. We're not allowed to call 911, apparently. We gotta call staff first. Unless it happens off campus. Off the cell block. The cell dorm. Cell institution, whatever this hellhole is called. Okay. The mopper is here. So I'll get myself in position. And so, Mormons keep everything a secret, and so that they can all commit their crimes. That's what happened to the Utah Attorney General after Mark Shurtleff. He was put on trial. Mormons filled the jury box. Oh, he's so innocent. I know him. He's a good man. You leave him alone. Yeah. Well, he got away with his crimes. And so then that ruined Shurtleff's case against him. And they had to drop the Shurtleff case. And then the other main guy, the Mormon who had the yacht that was involved with criminal activity as well, the main person that got the Attorney Generals in trouble. Again, Mormon Jury lets them go. They cover for each other's crimes. And you can't do that. You gotta, when you see somebody commit a crime, you've got to report it. That's the whole hotline for the bishops problem that is in the news again. And is getting worse and worse the more I hear about it, because now we've got a legislator in the Utah Congress that's also making threats to the bishop to be silent and not report it. That's not how the legal system is supposed to work. And when you see a crime, you're supposed to report it. But the see something, say something, that's too general. It's supposed to be crimes, because otherwise you end up like Big Brother in 1984, where you're snitching on people for not wearing the right kind of clothes or listening to the right kind of music, or you get nonsense stuff. When I was neighborhood watch president, it was all about protecting the neighborhood from criminal activity. And as I would patrol the neighborhood, the criminals realized that I was out on patrol, and so they left our area and then committed the crimes in the surrounding neighborhoods. And then I had to expand and so on. And then it got to the point where we were too expanded. There were people wanting in our neighborhood watch from the outside because the crime had spread to them. But our people, now that they were safe and no longer had to worry about the criminal element anymore, they were now going after people who weren't taking care of their lawn, who had cars parked on the side of the house where there's lawn. And that's where I knew we were getting off base from what we were supposed to do as a neighborhood watch. And people started reporting on each other for those ridiculous law rule violations rather than criminal. Watching out for our neighbors to keep the criminals out. They totally lost their way on that. Researching Mormonism line upon line, precept upon precept. That tends to lead to faith crises. But if you haven't noticed, because you've not followed me from the beginning, I did the video earlier today showing you the graph, doing videos since 2015. If you start from the beginning, so if you go to the home page or the video page and you click on oldest first, and you just go through the videos one by one, spend the rest of your life watching them, you will notice how I'm changing line upon line, precept upon precept. I'm a living example of that for you on YouTube. That was my whole point and purpose of doing a YouTube video for the church, on the church. And unfortunately, nobody's stuck with me from the very beginning. But those who have been with me for a long time are recognizing this. They are seeing the changes. I have one Mormon who refuses to leave Mormonism, but he's aware that I'm changed. And apparently he doesn't understand. Well, how could you change? Didn't you have a testimony? I had a testimony that Joseph Smith is a translator. I did not have a testimony of this church as being true, because I didn't study church history. I didn't study Brigham Young and Heber C. Kimball. I didn't study the succession crisis. I didn't study the Danites. Big difference. But the church, they focus on, oh, no, you just focus on Joseph Smith, Book of Mormon, and Jesus. And those are the 3 pillars of a testimony. That's all you need to know that the Church of Jesus Christ is true. No. Nope. Want to know the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is true? You study the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints' history. You don't study the Book of Mormon to find out if it's true, to find out if the church is true. No. You'll only find out that the Book of Mormon is not literal history. And if you keep on going, you'll eventually figure out what I'm trying to tell you, that it's encoded with Jewish mysticism and Knights Templar and learning of the Jews and of prophesying, warning of the overthrow of America right now that's going on, which is now too late for you. And that's a discouraging thing for me, is that I'm the only one who figured that out, because I'm the only one who did the research. And yet I didn't do the research until line upon line, precept upon precept, since November 4th, 2016. I don't want to blame myself for you guys missing the Exodus in 2020. Yeah. Because YouTube is very much to blame, as I showed on that chart this morning. Okay. And to move and adjust. Okay. So, but yeah, I was involved with the 2009 revision of the footnotes, so I know a lot of stuff. You guys, if you're new, you don't know what I know. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I've done in this church. And to turn me into the other, that just projects on you guys. That makes you the bad guys. Oh, there's the faith crisis from studying Mormonism. And you have to use your science. Don't just read and make your opinion decision as to what to believe or not to believe. That's not how you study. You've got to use science. You've got to use the facts and the evidence. Assemble them together and see the big picture. That the evidence and the facts tell the narrative. Don't impose your bias into the narrative. So, evil appear good. Yeah. That's why they're using Jesus Christ rather than coming right out and saying, hey, it's Lucifer we believe in. Because if they were to come out and say, oh, yeah, we're the Church of Lucifer. Yeah, we were a part of Joseph Smith's church, but we had him murdered and took over the people, kidnapped and sex trafficked the women, all to settle here in the Salt Lake Valley, which is our kingdom that the United States, took from us, and we want it back. And they can't say any of that. They have to say lies. They have to give a cover of goodness. They have to appear good. They have to appear as an angel of light. Because if they appear as the evil darkness they are, everybody's going to want to fear them and destroy them because they're a threat. And so, yeah, they have to say Jesus. They don't like Jews, so they're not going to make a cover that it's the Jewish Christ. But they'll embrace the Christian Christ, because Christians, yeah, they pulled the same stunt. They're white supremacists too. You know, Jesus was a Jew. He's not a Christian. What religion did you think he was restoring? Oh, you thought he was establishing the gospel. You thought he was making up his own thing, did you? See how much you got deceived? He was restoring the ancient Egyptian religion. That's what Joseph Smith was doing. He wasn't restoring Jesus' church. Jesus did not establish the church. You've been deceived. He did not exist. Constantine created him, turning him into real. He was another messianic character, messianic hero of messianic prophecy through the learning of the Jews. So, yeah, you can't just say, oh, well, can't you see the name? It has Jesus, therefore we're Jesus. No. That's a false argument. A fallacy argument. You know, Mormons, what is the keystone of your religion? No, it's not the Book of Mormon. Look on the building, the headquarters, the temple. The temple is the center of the religion. Nelson has told you this. So what's on the keystone of the Salt Lake Temple? Yeah, case closed. You're a fraud. You're a Luciferian. You worship Satan. And you don't have to worship Satan in name. You just have to follow his plan, his way. And that's exactly what you're doing. Whenever you throw hate at me, whenever you want to murder to defend the church, whenever you want to commit crime to defend the church, you are acting as a member of Lucifer's church. You are following his plan of happiness. To take away agency, to force other people to obey. You did it. Good job. And so now you're trying to gaslight the rest of the world and us, Mormons, ex-Mormons? Screw you guys. And so, yeah, it's the precepts that you adhere to that expose you. And that's why I know you. I'm born and raised Mormon. I know all of this, guys. Are you not catching on? You call me the other. You must not be Mormon. I mean, seriously, guys. How do you think I know all this? Oh, well, you can Google search anything on the internet. It's all lies. I pulled out Love at Home off the top of my head. People who've never known the Mormon Church won't know this. I did the video the other day. There's a researcher who wants to do a book on Joseph Smith. And so the Joseph Smith papers, great resource for him, he thought. But he's been biased and tainted by this church to say that Joseph Smith is a polygamist. And that ex-Mormons are part of this dilemma, this lie that's being spread around. And so I did the bombshell breaking news video again, exposing that it was the Danites. The church, through the Deseret News, was pushing the Danites on him. And he has no clue about the Danites. And so I questioned him as a researcher. I doubt he has the credentials to do anything scientific. Because he's just going to speculate and say that Joseph Smith is a polygamist because of the incomplete wording. Oh, celestial kingdom, highest degree of celestial kingdom. Oh, that means polygamy? Okay. And to know nothing of the Danites, I mean, the research he has to do, it's overwhelming. When I wanted to learn church history about the Carthage Jail incident, because the ward member, Bill Blunt, told me in Sunday school that Joseph Smith had 2 pistols. I only knew about the one because it was passed down through my family, John Solomon Fulmer family. And so I wanted to know, oh, well, did they defend themselves? I wanted to know, so I did the research. And I got into it, started checking the forensic investigation, and went, oh crap. Because I was running into some problems where John Taylor and Willard Richards are lying to us. And the science was leading to them as the culprits. So I backed off, went back to the beginning to do a thorough research of church history so that I'm not limited on what's involved with the incident. And I don't know if that guy is going to come to that same realization. Because there's a lot of forged documents. And he's fallen for 2 of them from his little lecture that he gave. Because I ran the test with you right there live in the video. I didn't do any checking on that Kingsbury guy. But I said, okay, we'll check. The documents for the blessings, there's some issues, red flags that are popping up. 1, Jesus Christ is listed in there. And 2, there's a different linguistic pattern in the man versus the woman's blessing. And so that didn't sound like Joseph Smith. It sounded like 2 different people. And so I ran the test. Let's do a check on who this Kingsbury guy is. See if we can find a connection to the Danites. Because if we find a connection to the Danites, boom, it's all cleared up. We now know what happened. And then boom, yep, Newell K. Whitney. He has a connection with Newell K. Whitney right from the very beginning of his introduction into the church. Case closed. That's how you do research. Because I'd already established the facts and the evidence. They led me to the narrative. And when I had a new piece of information from what I'd already gotten to, it was an anomaly. It didn't fit. So I ran the test, see if there's a connection to the Danites. That would explain it. Found the connection to the Danites. I didn't bias the test. I ran it with you live on air. That's how you do your research. That's how critics are supposed to be doing their research. D. Michael Quinn and Sandra Tanner. Joseph Smith is not a witch. Though that's a great song by Rob Zombie. American Witch. So, oh, look at that. Theory development and testing. So yeah, I covered that for you. Yeah, I'm catching up on all the stuff I haven't gotten to. Desire to learn of Joseph Smith, Jesus, but not the man like Moses. Yeah, because you don't know him. You are told about Joseph Smith, so you go, oh, I want to know more about Joseph. I want to learn more. He sounds like an awesome man. Oh, polygamy. I wish I could be one of 50 wives of Joseph. But when reality hits you, you don't care. He said, no, I want this fantasy life of whom Joseph Smith is from the lies that have been told to me. I want to believe in Jesus as the miraculous guy who is going to come from outer space, because that's more exciting. You know, an actual regular person like you is not exciting. I don't want to know about him. He can't even fly. And it's just, oh my God. You care about the prophets? I want to learn the life of the prophets. And they give it to you. And all of them don't have authority. They're con artists. They're scamming you. And even more so when they do their life history for you. So, alright, let's stop there, because this already is a little bit long. We'll see if we can do a part 2 after this.